Is it working? All right. No. Happening. Okay. That was weird. It was really delayed. Superly delayed. Delayed. Echo. Okay. Doop 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 doop. Doop and this and we're good. Everything. Yes. Yes. All right. Posting in Discord. I think. I'm really good. Doug Edinburgh and Jacob. I took a nap. Slept a little too long. Oh, I only get like 4 hours of sleep at night, so it's like sometimes try to get some sleep during the daytime. Ugh. I like just woke up like 5 minutes ago. Got the stream already. How's it going, Tyler? So we're in the beginning. And by the way, I think if I did the math right, we got 6 endings this time. Maybe 7. Maybe 7. But 6 endings. I was like, by the end of it, I'm like, hey, we got like 15. We got 6 endings out of 40. There's a lot of endings. What time is it? Does anyone really and truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. How's it going, Matthew? And now the job is over. There's no information to be gathered. Collected all the data on you that I can. I still don't really know you. You don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. Guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time. That's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? It's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. I mean, I'm not playing this alone. I'm playing with you guys. Oh, speaking of which, let's click on the right thing. There we go. Still one more setting that I need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. Not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again. Find me. Talk soon. Okay. So this is how it starts, though. This is how, like, it always starts. It's just those weird things. She wanted to see something. See if I could find him. I'm just seeing if there's anything here. Yeah, no, I don't see anything special. Alright, figured I would at least check. Who knows? This game's freaking weird. 4-dimension thinking. Alright. End is never the end, is never the end, is never. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it's the same thing. Begins with Stanley's story. Welcome back, achievement. Oh, I'm playing another day. So, what is it? The one ending we got last time brought us to the
All
tube.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, which added balloons and like little small things that we chose from the other one. Oh, the bucket!
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I have a bucket now. So I can roll around with the, what was the name of the bucket? I forgot the name of the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
and
entered the door on his left.
There was a patch
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Interesting. So wait, now with the bucket there's even different things he's saying?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
It's going Frosted
Stanley
Flames.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't want to go in here because this is the way we've never gone. I want to say I saw a sign about not having buckets. I don't remember.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this.
There's a way down there.
He was firmly
So it's a
convinced that the
collectible from the
bucket
thing.
had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I forgot that, so it actually added the collectibles. I thought that was just like a whole little...
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Dark room? What are you talking about? Oh, right there. Okay. This is the phone room, right? Yeah.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket.
But we have an
Pick
option
up
to
the
do
phone.
this.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Oh god, what is happening?
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last?
This?
How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
Oh my god. What is happening?
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no
Everybody
time
needs to
at
get the
all.
liver checked out.
Just remember to let them
Let's
stop
be honest.
laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the
Dear
war to
God.
fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely
What?
die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
So, what? That went to such a random...
Hey, goodness,
Okay.
this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
If I don't head back, what? I don't want to just stand. I'm sure there's some endings that require me to stand around for like 5 minutes or something, and I don't know. I don't know if we'll get those ones.
I can feel it. This time,
I can't
I'm
actually
really
walk
going
off
to
here.
nail the
You
delivery.
tricked
You'll
me.
be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous.
That's gone too.
How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay. So this is actually a different ending than if I were to not have grabbed the bucket. So what would have happened if I would have picked up the phone then? Would it have been a different ending again? Wait. Oh, we're going all the way back to the two. All right.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone
Hey,
room
we're not gonna
comes
blame this
immediately
time.
after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp.
We've broken him.
I think I need to go back and rewatch
no.
that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Oh no.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Are you not giving me a choice?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors,
I'm
they
stubborn.
entered the door on the left.
I refuse. I'll do one more time. If it's the same exact thing, then I'll just go in the left one. And it's just like the whole thing. Okay,
We're
see ya.
back at the phone already?
We're having our hands forced. We have to go to the left door.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the
Let's
left.
go in, smile dog.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now.
You
It's
said go
done.
to the door on
joke
the
is
left.
completely done and over. It's all your fault,
Now I'm
Stanley.
getting blamed. Okay.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not... Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so...
We got another ending.
I
We're at
think I
7.
saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy
Oh my
again.
god.
More instructional videos. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh god. Oh, okay, we're back here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All right.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps the confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
The bucket. Oh god, the bucket makes this so
Stanley
great.
clutched the bucket
Okay, so
tightly
wait.
to his chest.
I
and
want to
entered
go
the
this way,
door
yeah.
on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
There was
Stanley
like
had
2 more
felt
ways
the
to go
bucket
with the
calling
bucket.
to him,
If not,
telling
just
him
answer the
that
phone with the
the
bucket.
employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Saw this
The
before, I
cargo
wondered
lift,
what it
yes.
was, but
Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
give me that.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley
There actually
figurines.
is 6.
Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
He's so sad. Yeah, 'cause that was added at the end of the last thing where it's like, I'm gonna make the Stanley Parable 2. Okay, so where does this take us now? No? Well, now we're in a whole new place. Okay. Narrator dialogue. Oh, just tapes of the narrator. Interesting. So many tapes. I didn't even look around, I just clicked.
Okay,
Evidence.
this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
This is so weird.
I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Dear God.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
What is happening? Okay, things got weird. Did we just get another ending? Are we at 8? We have 8 endings now. I've already gotten. Well, I mean, I don't feel like. I feel like the
All of
last
his
time there was a couple that
co-workers
were
were
really quick.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figure Finders Committee. Meeting today in the meeting hall. Is there actually something different? I kind of want to. just kind of don't want to take the bucket and take the same pathway. Wonder if it has something to do with the
Warmth
bucket?
spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
All right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
All right, so it's the same thing.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
I don't know why that part entertains me. No. I did such a good job on the friggin' voice
said
acting.
the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
What if I jumped
Stanley
off of the
did not
bucket
question
now?
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Evan? You got no response for jumping off here now? He freaked out last time I did it. He got so upset.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no bucket.
Yes, I knew
past
I
this
saw a thing.
point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
So simply, yeah, okay, I like this. So basically, add the bucket. By adding the bucket, every ending has a potential different change now. So, in order to get the ending through there, I'm gonna have to put the bucket down. But I like how this actually has a place. There's no buckets past this point, and it was like I was wondering why that showed that before. Made me kind of wonder if there was a bucket I could pick up. And then when it showed the bucket, that's why I was like, oh, there's a bucket now.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios.
Oh, now
and
there's
you'll
potential
tell
changes.
me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need
How's
to
it going,
know
Black
about
Devil?
what is or is
Got
not
a couple, two endings
bucket.
so far.
Okay, let's begin.
We're at 8 total endings.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
See, this is what I mean. Now I can start saying no to, like, say all the incorrect answers. I'm gonna do the correct ones first.
Incorrect. It is
What?
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Trail. There's still like, what,
Item 2.
20 at
Is
least
this
endings?
a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? Okay. Maybe there is no correct answers.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes?
Correct.
Yay!
This is a bucket.
Ran something crazy. I thought it was just gonna bring out a bunch of random stuff.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Well, now I want to do this all over again and just make sure to say
Is this a bucket?
yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
What? No, not a bucket, not a bucket, is a
Item
bucket,
6.
not a bucket, is a
this a
bucket.
bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? What?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something? Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
What? Broke my brain on that one. Nothing is a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay.
No!
Go.
Don't do it! Don't take my bucket away!
What happened? Is everything gone?
Oh, because everything's
Why
a
did
bucket.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
I said you were a bucket. Oh, I
And
couldn't
you,
even get a
Stanley,
chance.
You're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
All right, and there's another ending, right? That's 9.
All
All
of
right.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley
the
picked
bucket.
up the bucket and smiled.
So now what if I
He'd
don't break
never
it?
be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
Okay, yeah,
to
we
his
go
chest.
here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that
That
the
was basically
end
telling him all the
lounge
wrong
was
answers, so I
simply
broke
the
him a little
place to
bit.
be. And here it
So
was.
if I go and
Had
say
the
all the right
bucket turned
answers,
out
was he
be
going to say
correct?
something
Was
different?
it- No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
If not, I'll
Stanley
just,
took the door on his
restart
left
back there.
to go
Still
back to
another
the
ending
meeting
over here,
room.
without the bucket.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Plus there's the
Now
phone with the
ride the
bucket.
lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking.
And jumping
to him.
off with the bucket.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay. So here is going to open up here.
No, stop.
Oh.
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose
Each
that
one
would
of these
explain a
is
lot
like-
about your behavior up to this point.
I think there's
Which,
only been one
if
that was
that's
like, eh.
true, well,
The rest
my
of them have all been
goodness,
good.
I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
All right. So I'm going to answer all correctly this time.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
It wasn't a bucket,
Simply
wasn't a
enough, right?
bucket, was a
This
bucket.
should tell us everything we'll
Wasn't a
ever
bucket.
need to know about
Was a
what
bucket.
is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No, it's a hologram.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
No?
Item 2. Is this
Oh,
a
yeah.
bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
And the third one was a bucket. I got that right.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
And it was a tractor.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Now, is it going to be the same? Okay, so this was
Is
yes.
this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I don't understand how that one's a bucket. Was the top open on that one and not the other one?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
This is the trick question. So it was both. So it doesn't really matter what I choose.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What happens now?
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
All right. No.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of
Oh,
perspective.
is it
What
just...
is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet
Oh, I can't
now
get off
I'm
the
somewhat
stage.
adrift.
Oh.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I
So
a bucket?
we're just the same thing, right?
Stanley,
No.
I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Okay, so this is the same
I'm
thing.
afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase...
Okay, no. Begin the game again. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, same ending. I was hoping for something different.
All of his co-workers were gone.
It kind of all
What could it
correlates to
mean?
the same thing.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna skip the bucket this time, as I want to get this ending. That it was broken yesterday when we tried it.
When Stanley came to a set
Hoping
of
with
two
the
open
patch
doors,
that I
this was
saw
not the
in
correct
the
way to
verifying of
meeting
files, it's
room,
not broken
and Stanley
anymore.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
After doing this last night, or yesterday, I proceeded to go through the Markiplier in space,
Stanley
which is
felt
like choose your own
lightheaded,
adventure
butterflies in his
thing.
stomach.
It was really
But
well done.
eager to get back to
With my
business,
daughter.
Stanley took the
And-
first open door on his
Oh,
left.
it was great. I love these choose your, like, it's choose your own path thing, and as you choose,
Stanley
different
was
things
so bad
happen.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, but I really want to see this ending.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I'll do the
I
jump off
realize
with the
that
bucket next
investing
time
your
and then
trust
go
in
to the
someone
actual
else
phone
can
with the
be
bucket.
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
There were
someone
10
you've been
endings?
neglecting, Stanley.
I'll say
Someone
12
you
just to
forgot.
round up. I think it's only 10.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me
Oh, and
prove
then
it.
there's that, yeah, we
Let
can
me
go through the red
prove
door.
that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Okay,
see?
so we got through this part.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of
so this is where we were before.
Go ahead, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now,
And even this,
tell
I'm
me
wondering if
about
there's going to
your
be multiple
experience
endings.
with this new version.
How's it going,
Would
Ben?
you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free
no worries.
to be
As long as you enjoy the
honest.
videos, man,
looking
I'm
for
happy
some
with
real
that.
critical feedback
Super.
here.
I'm extremely gracious for the people that become members, but I mean, just watching the videos and leaving comments, that stuff helps.
One? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a one? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
All right. Then you add the leaderboard. Oh. Oh, the door's open now. Okay, so can I just go through? Hey, it's actually open.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Boop.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
What are we doing now?
In this game,
What?
the baby crawls left
Ah.
towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about
Picture of a
4
baby's
hours. So why
taped
don't
to
you
a
give it 4 hours of play to
keyboard.
make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Wow, that's obnoxious.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, so we're going to play a different game now?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
What?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay. Interesting. Creep tower, yeah. Alright. Down we go. Hey, I chose correctly. I almost went out the other direction.
Oh, no. No,
Vaguely
no,
looks
it can't
familiar.
be.
I
It
go.
is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Oh,
I
God.
really wandered off into that thing, that big open just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens.
Yeah,
we
isn't this like
avoided it.
Firewatch?
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going
okay.
to get us out of here. Let's find another
I never
game.
played it. I never
Preferably
wanted
something
to.
with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Like, I didn't hear there was a bad game or the
Okay. I think this will be just the
situation
thing.
around it. This is Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
I
Just
recognize
a
that
nice
right
big
away.
box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now
Wait,
this
isn't there?
is
There should
game
be.
design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I'm pretty sure there should be.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this
Oh, it even
game
says Rocket League on the
sports
sides.
ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, wait, is this just going to be hologrammed over? Oh, wow, I just picked up a whole bunch of speed. Oh, there's a ball there now, though. But I totally can hop down here. I was thinking just the goal. There's got to be a hole in the goal, but as I started getting near it, I thought, oh, wait, don't they explode? It's probably just a hologram. But no, we can hop down here. Do I hit the ball or do I hop down? I'm going to hop down.
Hold on. What are you doing?
He said he'd be impressed. So I found a way out.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
This is like aperture thing. Aperture science. When you go behind the walls. Secrets? It's so dark, holy crap. Oh, it's a door. You can't tell if it's so dark. Holy jeez. I can't see anything. I mean, I can, but just not to a very good degree. Okay, it's getting brighter in here, at least. Hey, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Wait, is that the double doors? We're going back to our office? We're going back to our office. Wow, this is different. This is very different. Can I do anything here? Did I just walk into my own demise? Put the ball in? Oh, and the other play. Oh, wait. It just
I
ended.
wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. So we just got another ending? That puts us at what I think is 11, or is that 12? I've lost count again.
All of his co-workers...
Oh
were
yeah,
gone.
the Eternal Cylinder
What
guy.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the
here?
bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Alright, now I'm gonna go jump off the thing and see what happens. If that gives us something different. Wait, I went the wrong way! No! Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Did I? I'm actually really lost right now. No, why does this look different? Did it normally look like this? My brain is so
Stanley clutched
warped
the
now.
bucket tightly to his chest. This was not.
Nope, I have
correct
one
way
last
the
thing to
meeting
do.
room.
Two over here. I
But
still have the
Stanley
phone,
had felt
too.
the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope. I
No.
refuse.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket,
Okay.
his dearest friend.
I don't know if
So
this
he
is
threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I mean, it's technically a different ending, so that potentially puts us at 12. I have a little thing I've been check marking as we go, and I forgot. I think but I put a question mark if I don't know if it's an. That's new.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
What? Okay. You're going to be at some point just completely filled with.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
I like how there's over time things.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
Okay,
tightly
one
to
last
his
thing to
chest.
do over here with
This
the
was
bucket.
not the correct way to the meeting room.
Well, unless
But
something
Stanley
happens
had
because
felt
with the
bucket
freaking
calling to him,
boxes.
telling him that the employee lounge was
Is it
simply
going to
the
be filled
place
with
to
buckets
be.
or boxes?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
You going to be
No,
filled with cardboard
said
boxes
the
one of these
bucket.
times?
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
No,
The
not right now.
cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
He's
chose
sitting
not
in
to
the
think
wrong
about this
office.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I just realized I haven't had my glasses on this entire time. I haven't even really had a hard time reading chat.
In
Weird.
here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
So is this going to change the ending with the bucket then for this?
Now pick up the phone.
It's taking us to the same place.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Yeah, this is
Once
different.
upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Okay. Where'd my bucket go? Where'd my bucket? There you are. Oh, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press K to talk to me. Take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley
There's
is
the
hearing the
bucket.
bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay. Press J to take me back home with you. Okay, is there other ways I can go? The door open up again? No.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
It's up on Bitcoin, so I thought I'd share as your epic and the game look cool. Well, thank you very much, CeeLo Cube, for the £5. Thank you. There's Z to go back to work. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't
My
talk.
bucket.
All it will ever truly do
my
for you
bucket.
is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Talks to me. Don't listen to the loud man. Press P for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Ignore anyone in your life except me. Okay. Do that.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Alright.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Narrator's jealous, yeah. Press G to relive the same day with me over and over and
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press I to go home to work. Okay. You like buckets.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
What?
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
bucket.
I need it. Give
My
it to
bucket.
me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. So that another ending? That was a weird one. That was a weird one. Hey, look at all the boxes. Can't answer the phone. Aw. Sorry, phone, I can't get to you. Oh my God.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
So
left.
what was it? Just the red door? I think that's pretty much the only thing left of the
This
bucket
was
over
not
here now.
the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
Okay, so just
bucket
the red
was
door with the
wrong.
bucket. I think that's
Stanley
all
took the door on
that
his
was.
left to go back to the meeting room,
Oh wait.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
But I can't.
The cargo
Oh,
lift,
no, I
yes.
can't.
Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I think that may have been all of them. Right? We jumped off here normally. We jumped off here with the bucket. Went in there normally. Went in there with the bucket. The phone. Oh, well then. Ah, crap.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation.
Oh, I guess I could have just done this. That works too. Oh, the red door only shows up
Wait,
if I don't
Stanley
go there with
thought
the
to
bucket.
himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that
Know what I mean?
possible? They never stopped.
Yeah, I can't take the
Surely
bucket
I was
this time.
mistaken.
I can't take the bucket. This actually for the other two endings on that side. I can't take the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We go in Dexabite.
It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'll take the bucket to the left in a
Stanley
minute,
was so
but...
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So if I jump off here now without the bucket, I don't know if this would have a different alternative thing too. 'Cause I don't have the bucket on me, so I don't know if they'd still have the person at the bottom talking about the bucket. I do, however, so there's 2 I need to do. One, the red door over here.
Look, Stanley, I
Unplug
think
the
perhaps
phone up
we've
here. I'm gonna
gotten off
unplug
on
the
the
phone up
wrong
here
foot
first.
here.
I think this will be the
I'm not your
shorter
enemy,
one,
really, I'm
maybe.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision
I don't know if
by
it's coming
yourself.
through.
Now, I'm not asking for me.
And just keeps yelling at me because I'm not
asking
petting
for
her.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay, disconnected this time.
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Fourth wall break.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Oh, are we gonna have
Please
another video?
observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay. This is gonna be another weird
Choice.
video.
It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
What?
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent.
What?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
What?
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. It's just filled with a whole bunch of insanity now. Oh, you're forcing my hand on here?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay, it's gonna start getting weird. Start getting weird. I don't think that's the right wording. Pretty sure it's already there. I love the math problem equals fish. It's just a bunch of insanity.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead.
So, I
and
mean,
you'll
would there be
fine.
multiple endings to this, too? Just on this
When
point alone?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right, I'm going on.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Whoa. Huh. Things are definitely getting weird. Okay, I came back. Can I go back now? Oh, you're just straight up forcing my hand to go to the left side. Any other alternatives here? Hello? Well, that seems a bit odd.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
That's right. That's the only one we actually got an achievement for, like that. Getting
Is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I feel like we go this last time this happened, where it took us back to like this like moment like this. Actually, I think it was when we had the bucket and we went that right way. It just keeps bouncing you back to this point, so I'm just gonna go this way. So that wasn't an ending then.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I mean, this is actually just sealed off. I don't even have the option of going down there. Go these ways? Nope. Do you have anything on here? No. Well, this is different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode.
The most
He had
expensive
seen it
boss.
on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
What? What? Business strategy? That's awful. Vigilant, okay. Interesting.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Me not doing anything is actually going to make sense, isn't it?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
This is the first time he's ever reacted to me not doing anything. Normally, I'm assuming because it normally takes longer
Okay,
periods of time.
fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So this is very similar to the bucket, but with a whole different kind of style and ending.
Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do
So this is
something.
basically an ending of just if you do nothing.
This is more important.
I wonder if it
than
like
you know.
anytime you just sit there and do nothing, it
need
would
this.
kind of take you back to this. Maybe a little bit
Sorry,
different in the beginning, but
You hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide.
he's so sad.
Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
He's so sad. All right, well that's another ending.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
What am I hearing? Sounds like it's raining. Oh yeah, it's in all the windows. All right. The red door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way
wait.
to the meeting room, and
Wait.
Stanley knew it perfectly
Does that
well.
mean that? Oh god,
Perhaps
that
he
means
wanted
there's a
to
whole
stop
other
by the
ending on that
employee
spot.
lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, that means there's a whole other ending. If I actually
It was
did the
okay.
door thing.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
All right. I guess this time I could.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, well this is the very beginning. I'm gonna try this one real quick without the bucket, see if it changes anything. If not, we'll just immediately reset and come back in.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office.
So
had
no,
begun.
this is something different.
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite
this is a different
explanation
one.
that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Alright, well, there's another ending. Cool. So I was wondering about that. I was like, it seems like when you're holding the
Already
bucket,
this
it
was
just
uncomfortable.
opens up a whole
and
other
Stanley
pathway.
decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
I mean, isn't that technically what we kind of did? We just sat in that
Stanley
room.
came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Said
knew
you're
it
using the
perfectly
bucket.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, we'll be going
It was
back to that
okay.
for sure.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Never. Maybe at some point. I'll try
Stanley
that.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I
Right.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Yeah, this time I'm going to use that door.
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not
The problem is,
asking
it's
for
like,
me.
it takes a minute to get there.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To
So we
let
did answer
her
the phone
back
twice.
into your life.
So we're
She's
fine on that
been
one.
waiting.
And then the only thing I can see is maybe when we're ending to
That's
this.
her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
Oh, but then they're going to make me watch that
But
video
that
again,
wasn't
aren't you?
supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
Any way that I can... Yeah, I don't think I can
How
skip
is that
this. I have
even
to actually watch
possible?
this part.
None of these
I'm gonna
decisions
grab
were
a drink
supposed to
while this
mean
part's
anything.
playing. I'll be right back
I
in a
don't
second.
understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe
There we
I
go.
was so mistaken.
I'll just grab a drink while this
why
guy's
you've
talking.
been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the
Yeah,
real
we haven't
world.
even hit half
Please
the endings
observe
yet.
This helpful instructional
Even with-
video.
Maybe
Choice.
a couple of the
It's
endings that I think
best
are,
part
aren't
of
actually
being
endings
a
or
real
endings.
person, but if used incorrectly, it can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
You know
Turn
what?
to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30?
Look,
I'm
have a little
supposed
bit
to
of a
be
kid in
having
cam for
a
a minute.
back, sack, and crack."
There's a cat. Just sitting there staring
Excellent.
at you.
Making choices on a
This is what
regular
she thinks of
basis
this.
is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally,
Not
if
really
you begin to
kidding Cam,
wonder
though,
if your
she's not
choices
kidding
are
anymore.
actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that
I
in
love
the
that fish
vast
part.
infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems
Oh,
are materially
he feels left out.
insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
He feels left out. He says he wants to be here too.
Ah, welcome back. You may
All
have
right, there we go.
noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative
We've been through that
contradiction.
before.
But not to worry.
Now you can see
Now
adorable
that you're
cats for a
properly
second.
informed on good decision making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and
All right.
see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Yeah, he literally just comes flying over here like, wait a second. Oh, come on, I'm not getting your attention.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction
Oh,
gets
except for the
any
fact he
worse.
just hopped on my lap. He's toasty
Unfortunately,
warm.
it seems this
Been
place
sitting
is
in the
not
window.
well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay, so this time we actually put the code in and go into the room, see where that takes us. I like how it's like a whole different boss's office too. It's not just like a different slight iteration. It's like that's like a whole different room than the one before.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Alrighty.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
There you go.
Just follow my
Open the
lead
door.
and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Just thinking, wait a second, we've never talked in this, right? What happens if we can talk? What if that's what it's actually going to be, that ending? What if I just did
Yet
this
there
and
was
it's
not
all
a
the same
single
ending?
person here either.
I'll be so upset.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Just-
office.
Ah, it's going too fast. Immediately cut to the next line.
Stepping inside
All right.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Wait. Was this... So is there no way to... Was that the actual ending?
Stanley spoke
Because my guy
the
never
code.
talks the whole time?
Nightshark
This is supposed to happen?
115.
That's why...
He
That's
spoke
why he
it
did it so
into the
fast.
receiver,
It just
right
made
there
sense to
on the
me.
wall.
Oh, so I went through this for nothing? You just gave me a high five. Yeah, I
I'm
can't even
sorry, is there a
interact with it.
problem?
Ah,
You
so this
didn't
is for
mishear me,
nothing.
did you?
Oh, I'm so
Please
upset about
speak
that.
the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we
I
can't
thought it
get
just
on
was
with
because
the...
I stood around, but no, it's because our character doesn't talk the entire time. Aw, evil. Alright, well, I guess all that's left is the red door, and then we've done, as far as I
Stanley
know,
had
all the
never seen
endings
the
are
office
outside.
this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
It's not raining. Is there something else happening there? That's new. I haven't heard him say that before. I'll come back for you, Bucket, next round. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to go to the red door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back
I feel
to
like
business,
that was even different
Stanley
than
took
before.
the first open door on his left.
I guess technically there's this too. I've never taken the left door. See where that takes us?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle
I think
of
it's probably one of
something.
my
You have
favorite
zero
responses out of all of them.
consideration for others? Are you
how
that
upsetting.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do
I don't know,
want
the
to
bucket
help
one was
you,
pretty good.
to show you something beautiful.
Okay.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, we'll walk through the red door.
Thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The 2 of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I just... I wanted
But
to
this isn't...
stop.
But, wait, what?
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think, well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay. It's like we're just running in circles.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
I want to walk this way. Okay. I didn't know if that was like gonna just fall off and we're in space.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I feel like my brain is melting. Oh my god, like legitimately, that's like my eyeballs. What is happening? So is something gonna, I mean, there's a door there, I see that. Do I want to go through the door, or is it actually gonna go through some trippy freaking, I mean, it's already going through some trippy mind thing right now. Are you gonna get any crazier? It's moving the screen right now. Bleh. Okay, we gotta keep going.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I mean, maybe sitting there would do something, but I'm just not patient
Oh, no.
enough.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Voodoo, ban the bot. Gotta ban the bot. Go. Nice and easy to do.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're
Wait.
doing.
I don't like this idea. I think down there's nicer than this. Why is this the thing? This seems awful. What happens if I go back out there? Will he calm down and I can come back in again? Oh, hey, it changed again. Now it's all crazy red.
Good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Oh, I'm going back.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
You gonna say anything else? No? Okay, and then we go back down again. I don't know why it's so fun to like. That's I think the thing is because the narrator did such an amazing job. It's so fun to screw with the narrator. Just do like just like the elevator one, going back and forth on the elevator drove him nuts. Okay, just random little drawing.
Are you are going to stay here, aren't you?
All right. Nothing. Did we officially break you? So I imagine there's maybe two ways to do it. One, you can stand out there. Any of the ones that make you stand there for a long period of time. Because I'm streaming, I don't really know. I may do some of the, like that. I may just do a video on that. The endings that where you stand there and wait like 10 minutes or something. Well, I guess there's no way to go but this way. This is ending number 15. Wait.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I almost feel bad. Like, he does such a good job. I almost feel bad about, like, screwing with the narrator. Oh, look, all the colors are back again.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Nope.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Nope, we're going back this way. I feel like I'm actually slower than I was. I hurt my ankles.
Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Alright. Alright. Woo!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
So sad.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
He like legitimately. Damn. If I wasn't walking so slowly, man.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Now go out there and sit there and see what happens. Oh my God, I'm so slow though. Creepy
Do
crawly.
you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Man, I hope to God this guy won awards for this. Like, I think this was in the original, right? This must have been.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
It says don't move, so if I don't move, when we get this in, I don't know if I really want to do the other ending. Pretty awful. Can't move. Saddest one too. So this was an original game ending. Yeah, this one, like, you legitimately, I actually feel a little bit bad about that. It's the first time the narrators actually made me feel a little bit sad about the choices that I was making. I mean, there's got to be a way to stand here, right? So this is the problem, though. I don't know. Just sitting here for like several minutes, I feel like isn't gonna necessarily on the good side. What? Actually, this will work for a second because my son just came home. I gotta talk to him for 1 second. So we will see about If nothing's happened by the time I come back, then well, I guess we have no choice. But I need to talk to my son for 1 minute, so I'll be right back. Okay, I do get him to work, math work stuff. Try to lose a failing grade. Guess we only have one choice though. Is what you guys. So we gotta go this way. What? 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 Okay, sorry. Okay, now we go up the stairs. Ah, saddest ending yet. So if I would have stayed there at the very beginning, would something have happened? Or was there literally only one way out? At this point, yeah, we've kind of broken the narrator, I guess. He's probably too sad. Okay, so if I would have stayed there in the beginning, there would have been something. Well, sad ending.
Is it over? It's going to restart,
You go,
isn't
Keeper.
it? I'm going back.
Yeah, get away from my cereal. Like standing next to my life cereal. Okay, so there's one ending. That's a super sad ending. Oh, we're up to 15 as far as I have marked anyway. Get away from my cereal. Life cereal next to my computer in case I ever want to snack on something.
Even now, Stanley's office was a
Would you
distant
stop it?
memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
What? Okay. Well, you know what? We're taking the bucket.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Okay, so now I'm walking into a wall. Whatever, Keeper.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Bucket time. All right, so now we want to go. The things we have here. There's something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Oh wait, was there a? So were the red and blue doors? There was one nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. Okay. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Wait. We're both red and blue, but I can't get to the red and blue doors with the bucket. You need the bucket to get there? Trust the completionist instinct. Alright, these are different than when they were before. Just one plank to allow ease of access, fast fence. What? Okay. Or why don't they just tell us something will happen? Investigation in this room, they feel pointless. Okay. Interesting. Small floating objects have appeared. Oh, it's just like freaking out all of a sudden.
Coming
So
to
wait.
the staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
But with the bucket, there'd be a different thing downstairs, right? I'm gonna go downstairs first. Well, this is red and blue.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during
Wait,
work
is it gonna be
hours.
the same
He might
thing
be
now, though?
fired for that. And in such a
with the bucket?
competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Okay, no, it's different.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Okay.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Is it going to be the same ending then?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life
Heck
kicks
yes.
ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What? All right. All right, well, now we're at 16. Still not
All
even
his
halfway.
co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Wait, what? Eh? Not my office? Now you've made me question everything. Was this my bucket?
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
All right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
Okay,
the
so we'll go
door
up
he
this
left.
time. Yeah, I love this. Just by adding the bucket, just simply holding the bucket, changes like everything. This is cool. I don't know why I find it so entertaining, but I really
Coming
do.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There's something about stairs though. I don't see a bucket here. Or oh wait, it's in the bathroom. That's right. Yeah.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another
That one too.
Stanlerine under your belt.
All right. Got the feeling money is for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Lady purse. What? All right. Okay, well, we got another one. Can I walk back down the stairs?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Okay, so in other words, I wanted to listen to it first because it's different.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, hey, there's a thing right here.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay. Wait, can I screw with the narrator by going up and down on this thing with the bucket? That have a different outcome? I don't know, there's so many possibilities, oh my
The
god.
elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Okay. So, I mean, it looks like I can go back up again. I'm gonna do it once just to see if it has any different at all.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up?
Oh, okay.
When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
What? What do you mean? I've actually wondered if there's like some sort of secret code you could put. Now I'm gonna go push the number 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
This part I just find so freaking humorous. Okay, so let's walk out.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
All right.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
There's something just so there's something so simplistic about just going up and down an elevator when like listening to the narrator slowly lose his mind.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
I mean, this is how we got to the place of the bucket and everything in the first time.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Like, I'm intrigued to see. Maybe it'll actually have some sort of an effect. You gonna say something? Alright, one more time. Nothing? I don't hear anything? I think that was this.
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over.
Oh no, that's right.
He
it
would
was a press
elaborate
conference.
fully on what the number 3
There's a person
meant
back
to him
there.
and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Yeah,
For
that's right. I
months,
think
he
it's here.
advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
It's just tons of threes.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Alright. What does it say? Mind control facility. Interesting. A little golf thing. Alright. Up we go. Actually, a picture missing on this one.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit. Only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
It's just a sad end. And poor Bucket just abandoned us. Alright, well, we got 17 endings now. Wait. This.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why does everything look so weird? I grab the bucket. Okay, just takes it straight to that door.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Like the doors? Some doors sometimes open?
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Come to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode. What? What does that mean? My God. Has this been possible the whole time? That was my door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. This is so weird. I haven't really tried opening up any doors because I didn't think you could. No, I want to try. Okay, so we got 4 of them. So somewhere both red and blue. There's something to do with stairs. Alright. Wait, this opened this time?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Okay. This is so weird. I like when I click now. That's what the dog mode did. Now I bark.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Proper
There.
to Stanley.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Okay. Yeah, instead of making the clickety sounds, now it barks.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
So by me not moving, is it changing things?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Will you actually? Or if I stand in here, will you come back and yell at me? See, this is another one of the ones where it's like, I feel like if I wait long enough, I guess something would maybe happen. But I don't know if I have the patience for that right now. Yeah. It's fine. Well, let's keep moving on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Right. Voodoo. How my dude barks now. Alright. Oh god, the broom closet thing was amazing. Now we'll actually go down this path.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
But, I mean, there's still endings here I need to get to. Without the bucket. Okay. Boy, do.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Oh, it's just like the involving of a bucket. It's just a basic thing, but
Monitors
it's so
jumped
humorous.
to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Badoop.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Okay.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
All right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
So I feel like there's got to be a way to manipulate, right? 'Cause it looks like this thing is connected up to here, and there's some sort of weird thing here. This is connected to over here. Do anything? Can't tell. I don't know. There's a 3 in this. Yeah, I found 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think is actually up there. But that's again. There's something that I'm not seeing here. This thing is closed, so we can't actually get up there. And it's still flipping dark in here tonight. I remember seeing that somewhere. Subtitles. General. No, it's not subtitles that I want. Video? Is it not here? Yeah, I have no idea. I could have sworn I know there's a brightness option as that. Oh wait. I'm not mess with these either. Oh, no. And this is suspicious. And there's 5. I don't know. I almost wonder if I turn it on, if something... You have to, like, go back in there. Alright, my guess is there's some sort of puzzle.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Alright.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes,
I don't know.
they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a
Memento.
simple life they envisioned, but
Or
it was
work for that
one they
one.
lived together. with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Wait. But...
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
That's no good. We can actually escape on that one. There's another ending. Alright. Oh my god. So we're potentially halfway on the end. Halfway.
All of his
Potentially
co-workers were
halfway.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
It still
memo.
has my stickers on it.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright. So, stairs. Something to do with stairs. They're both red and blue. I'm not sure on those. Oh, I may be out of time, though. Oh, I am out of time. Maybe. I think so. I don't know. I can maybe try to shoot for one more ending.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Because this part shouldn't take too
Stepping
long to
into
get
his
through.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
The bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. Subtle, yes, but an unmistakable spark from somewhere deep within.
So it did actually. I was wondering if that would have some sort of play on it. It was like if we returned to the threes.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright, go down here. There's actually something I was kind of wondering. There looked like there was a possibility we could actually walk off one of the ledges. I don't know if it'd be any different than anything else, but
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
yeah, right here. Oh, I can't? Oh, I thought I could walk right off
The
there.
lights rose on an enormous room packed
Invisible
with
wall.
television
This isn't the
screens.
one, though.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
It was over there at the elevator. Yeah, I can't walk off here either.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in
In front the calming presence of the bucket.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
You have to walk to the chair to jump off? Oh, so there is a way? Actually, I can manage it? I mean, it looks like I am starting to climb some. Oh, I did it!
Just as Stanley was about
What?
to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could
thought that would
find
be
no
the
way
end.
out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
It's
But
happening.
it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on.
Okay. Yeah, I
The
did
two
turn
of
the
them
music down.
waited
I
for
didn't
a
know if it would
very
be
long
copyrighted.
time.
At this point, I don't think I'm really worried about that, though. I may turn it up for the next one. What? It all changed again. Did it just take me straight to the room with the doors? Oh, it does. Okay. Well, I am going to have to end it here, though. This is about as far as I can go right now. I'm going to stream this again tomorrow because there's still a whole lot more endings for us to get. Like I said, what I have marked down is 18 endings. Potentially 20 endings total. So there's still 20 endings left of this game. They're not copyrighted? Okay, then I'll definitely turn. In fact, I'll do it right now, just that way. Next time I'll have the music up. Because, yeah, I turned it down to 30. I do that with all games. Only because I do want it lower than the narrative. Yeah. Just copyright strikes suck. Because you don't have control of the ads, and they like to throw 30 ads on your videos. The music's nice. I've never actually even heard it. But yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'll stream this again tomorrow at 1. This game is just this game is so good. Like this whole just adding a bucket to it and the change of having a bucket. Like I had wondered about that when we were there the first time it was possible to walk off. And I was like, maybe we can like work our way. The game supposedly takes into account everything that you can do. So my guess is there's a whole bunch of little glitchy things we can do to get some of the endings too. So there's probably some endings like that one. I don't know. I maybe would have tried the chair at some point, but with thanks for giving that suggestion because I don't know if I actually would have. But it did seem like a place we could walk off and have something happen. I figured we'd just fall and die like the jumping off the lift thing. But yeah. Hit the like button if you haven't. Just help out here. How about the video? Stuff like that. But this game's fun. So I'll stream this again tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I guess the whole prologue, new content without the music. Yeah, I've played most of this without the music. I didn't know. I never know. And like I said, without knowing for sure beforehand, going into a video, having music and having it copyrighted, most of the time I can't do anything about it, and they will add 30 ads in there. I have no control over it, so it's just safer. I missed out. Was it really that good? Oh, I'm sad. Maybe I'll end up having to try it again in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it here for now. So thank you all for joining the stream, and I will see you on here again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.